Hi, everybody. Let me start by saying the obvious. These aren't normal times. As we all manage our way through a pandemic unlike anything we've seen in a century, Michelle and I hope that you and your families are safe and well. Over the past weeks, we've seen plenty of examples of the kind of courage, kindness, and selflessness that we're going to need to get through one of the most difficult times in our history. Michelle and I have been amazed at the incredible bravery of our medical professionals who are putting their lives on the line to save others. The public servants and health officials battling this disease. The workers taking risks every day to keep our economy running. And everyone who's making their own sacrifice at home with their families, all for the greater good. But if there's one thing we've learned as a country from moments of great crisis, it's that the spirit of looking out for one another can't be restricted to our homes or our workplaces or our neighborhoods or our houses of worship. It also has to be reflected in our national government. The kind of leadership that's guided by knowledge and experience, honesty and humility, empathy and grace. That kind of leadership doesn't just belong in our state capitals and mayor's offices. It belongs in the White House. And that's why I'm so proud to endorse Joe Biden for President of the United States. Choosing Joe to be my vice president was one of the best decisions I ever made.
Other dream I had on either the 4th or the 5th of February 2017, and it was about Joe Biden, which is kind of weird. I don't think about Joe Biden at all. I know Obama's wicked and evil, and in my opinion, the wounded head of the beast, which has 7 heads. So, just tell you all that. But if y'all, just seek the Lord. Seek the Lord on it. All you have to know is that he's, you just need to know not to listen to not one word that comes out that man's mouth. That's all I'm going to say about that. If you don't want to believe he's the Antichrist, that's cool. But look at his fruit. You know him by his fruit. Y'all don't have to see these videos of people dreaming about Obama. You know him by his fruit. You know him all by their fruit. Every man by his fruit. Everyone. Every single one. So, I was in a room. This is a dream about the politician, about Joe Biden. I was in a room. It looked like a hotel room, and I was trying to explain to my brother who Obama was, and he was sitting down, and I explained it to him, and the news was playing on the TV, and I was trying to explain to him about the news and how it's fake, and how they try to get you to think certain things by putting certain things in the news. And it's like he was listening, but we were conversating back and forth. So he'll ask me a question, and I'll bring up scripture, and and I'll talk to him, and then he'll talk back to me. It was a conversation. It wasn't just me preaching. It was a conversation. And Joe Biden came in the room and sat on the bed. He sat down calmly. You know how politicians do. They try to act so posh with their pinky up. They try to act like they normal, that they ain't sick, okay? They try to act like they don't do wickedness. Like a tie, and he had on a suit, and he had on a tie, and he just sat down and he crossed his legs. Like, I don't do anything. I am put together. Not an ounce of Jesus in him, just put together. Y'all see how the politicians act? Y'all know how I act. They try to act humble, but poshy. It's no thing. Oh my God, it's really crazy. So, he sat down on the bed and he was watching TV. So how this room was shaped was, I was sitting on the corner of the room in a chair. There was a bed in the middle with a TV playing right directly in front of it, and it was my brother sitting on a couch on a chair on the other side. So Joe Biden walked in the room and sat on the bed facing me. And when he walked in, I started to tell my brother he was evil. And I was like, see, because I wasn't talking to Joe Biden at first. I was talking to my brother. So I was like, see, you see him? He evil. Like, you know. And I went on to explain how I know he's evil and stuff like that. And I turned to Joe Biden. I said, I know why people can't tell who y'all are. And I don't know why I say y'all. I don't know why I said y'all, but I meant like politicians or like demons. I don't know what I meant. But I'll tell y'all why I don't. I feel like I meant demons, but and I'll tell y'all why based on what happened in the dream. So I said, I know why. I looked at him. I said, I know why people can't tell who y'all are. And he said, oh, he turned to me. He was watching TV the whole time I was talking to my brother. And he turned to me. He's like smirking. He's like, why? And I was like, I was saying a combination of it's not the right timing, or they're blind, or it's their own fault, or whatever. I was saying something. I was telling him why. Then Biden he was just smirking, and he was sitting there calmly, like, like he didn't care that I knew. He didn't care. He just knew that. He just didn't care that I knew. And I turned to my brother and I started to explain. I saw that he didn't care. He just was smirking still. I turned to my brother and I started to explain some things to him. Then I started to talk to Joe Biden again. So I'll do like references. I'll be like, politicians, they always lie. For example, Joe Biden. Then I look at Joe Biden and say something. But I'm still talking to my brother. I'm just using him for an example of how they lie and stuff. And in my words, while I was talking to my brother, the whole time when Joe Biden was there, I was just talking, explaining scripture and stuff like to my brother, but I didn't say the word Jesus. Now in my words, I said Jesus, like, Jesus, blah, blah, blah. I was talking to my brother. But when I said Jesus, I saw how I was watching the dream. I saw Joe Biden's face go like this. He's like smirking the whole time. He didn't care what I said. Then I said Jesus, he went like this. Then he went like this. He's like smirking. Then I said Jesus, he went. Then he got completely mad in his face. But he facing me so my brother can't see his face. And so I saw that he got mad. My brother got up and went into the bathroom at this point. Just when he did that. And I saw he got mad. And I was like, I looked at him intently. I was like, the power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. I don't know if that's what I realized I realized in the dream that he was a demon because when I said the word Jesus, he went from this to this. And I was like, the power of Christ compels you. I guess that's the the only thing I ever seen on TV of someone casting out the devil. So I guess that's what I was saying. I was like, the power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. And he got all mad, right? At me saying the word Christ over and over. My brother in the bathroom at this point. And, because a thought came over me. When I saw his face go like that, thought came on me to say Jesus again. Like a thought came in my mind to say Jesus again. But instead of saying Jesus again, I said the power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. And so he got mad. He got mad and he got all up in my face. And I got long fingers. But he got all up in my face. He stretched forth his fingers in my face. Like he stretched them forth. He stretched them. And looked evil like rich hands. It was all veiny. The nails became long. He was transforming his hand in my face and it's right there. And his eyes were black, like blacker than black, like this beanie black. And he got all in my face, and he said, "Dare me to touch you." He had it right here in my face. He said, "Dare me to touch you. Dare me to touch you. Dare me to touch you." And I knew when he was saying that he was trying to get me to tempt God. I instantly knew he was trying to get me to say, "I dare you," because I know I'm protected by God, but it's not right to tempt God. You know how Satan tried to get the Lord to be tempted. Said, do this, And my brother didn't see these in the bathroom. And I told him I wouldn't do it. And somehow I knew he was trying to get me to tempt God. I said, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of you. I got back in his face. I said, I'm not afraid of you. You can't kill me before my time. You can't kill me before my time. Because I was letting him know, I'm not afraid to die, but I know you can't kill me right now because it ain't my time to die. And Jesus talks about that somewhere too. The hour of darkness or something. Let me look for it. Hour of darkness. Oh, it's in Luke 22 and 53. So Luke, 22. Let me look this up real quick. Luke 22 and 53. This when Jesus got betrayed, right? He said, yeah, 20. I'll start at verse 52. It says, Then Jesus said unto the chief priests and the captains of the temple and the elders which were come to him, Be ye come out as against a thief who with swords and staves. He was saying, why you coming at me like I'm a thief? Like you bringing all this artillery. He said, when I was with you daily in the temple, ye stretched forth no hands against me. But this is your hour and the power of darkness. He said, this is your time. That's why you get to come get me. So I was telling everybody, you can. And he said, you stretch forth no hands against me. But this is your hour. You know, they can't, but these people won't be able to kill us until it's time for us to die. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared to die because they can't kill you before your time. Okay. So, I said, I ain't afraid of you. You can't kill me before my time. I said that like twice. And I just stared him back in his eyes. And my brother came out the bathroom, so Joe Biden just got up and went back to the edge of the bed and sat down. Like he acted like he wasn't just threatening my life while my brother was in the bathroom. Like he went there and went back down and said that they're all calm again. Like, bro, you so fake. Anyway, so my brother came out the bathroom, but he was facing the mirror, like getting himself together, looking at himself and stuff like that. And so I started talking to my brother again. I went back in the chair where I was at, stand by the chair where I was at. I was talking to my brother again. He was like, yeah, I feel you. He he listening to me, but he ain't looking backwards at me. So Joe Biden is getting, like he can't see Joe Biden's face. Joe Biden's looking at me. And he's like low-key want to hit me so bad. Like he want to do something so bad. But he can't because my brother's right there. So if he does anything, my brother will see it. You know, I think he didn't want my brother to see because he didn't want my brother to really believe what I was saying. And I started to explain who they were. Like, when I say they, I don't know what I was meaning. When I was saying y'all, I wasn't know what I was meaning. But I assume it was meaning some wicked people, or at least wicked people. If they're not demon-filled, if they're not straight up demons. If Joe Biden isn't straight up a demon, he's a wicked person. This is a dream I got from the Lord, so I believe it. I don't have to know. This is straight from the Lord. I know this dream is from the Lord, so I gotta share it. So my brother was in the mirror. He was listening, but he wasn't looking. And then at this point, Joe Biden stretched out his hand. He elongated his hand, man. I couldn't use no other word except stretched out his hand. He stretched out his hand at me. I was at least 7 feet by the chair, sitting in the chair, and he was at least 7 feet away from me, sitting on the bed. And he stretched out his hand to touch me. And he stretched out his hand and stopped it right here. And my brother my brother didn't see it yet, and he went like this, and just when he went like that, I did like this because I didn't want him to touch me, but he still touched me a little bit. And my brother saw it, and he's like, whoa, 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 whoa! All this happened in an instant. My brother saw it in the mirror. That's how he saw it. He saw a long hand stretched across the room in the mirror, and he said, whoa, 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 whoa! He didn't. What's going on? I've seen a long stretched hand, whoa, 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 whoa. And so my brother freaked out, and he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I curved my body, and I flinched. And when I woke up, and I said, my brother said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, see? Because I was trying to explain to him that these people are wicked. These are demons. This is why people don't know who they are, because they haven't revealed themselves. Like, they try their hardest to hide this stuff. And all I said was, see? Like, I was trying to tell him, like this is what I've been trying to tell you. And I flinched myself awake, because all this happened just when he touched me. My brother said, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I said, see? At the same time. And he touched me at the same time. All three of those things happened at the same time. And I flinched like that. But when I woke up, I flinched like that. Like, that's what woke me up, to flinch. And I could feel that lingering feeling. Like, a feeling when someone touch you. Like, if someone wake you up, even though they're not touching you when you wake up, you know they just touched you, because you had that lingering feeling wherever they touched you at. Like, if I touch behind my ear and I stop, I know I just touched behind. Like, someone touches you and it's a lingering feeling in that spot that they touched you. So when I woke up, I could feel this lingering feeling, and I ain't never had no dream of being actually touched, like, and waking up with the feeling. So I prayed, because I'm thinking, like, I'm gonna catch some disease on this side of my body or something if I don't pray. So I instantly went into prayer. I was like, Lord God, like, Lord, I pray for healing out of my body. I pray for anything that's not of you, Lord. Make sure this dream doesn't affect my body, because I could feel it when I woke up. Now, I don't have the interpretation of that dream, but.
And that's why I'm so proud to endorse Joe Biden for President of the United States. Choosing Joe to be my vice president was one of the best decisions I ever made, and he became a close friend. And I believe Joe has all the qualities we need in a president right now. Joe helped me manage H1N1 and prevent the Ebola epidemic from becoming the type of pandemic we're seeing now. He helped me restore America's standing and leadership in the world on the other threats of our time, like nuclear proliferation and climate change. Joe has the character and the experience to guide us through one of our darkest times and heal us through a long recovery.
Hey, brothers and sisters in Christ. So basically, I made this video for the brethren who the Lord had already revealed the identity of Barack Obama. So on top of that, I'm trying to show you all how things may very well end up being. So Obama now endorses Joe Biden. And then Joe Biden says himself that he wants a female vice president. And his true desires as vice president for himself, he says he wants Michelle Obama to be his vice president. But as of now, Michelle has stated that she is not looking to run for any vice president. But we can't hold on to what she says, because this is the same what Mr. Barack Obama has stated when it came to endorsing Joe Biden. Before, he stated when Joe Biden was going to run, he stated that he would not be endorsing him. Then later on, we find out that he's now endorsing him. Okay, this is why we don't believe the words of mankind. And then this is all discernment, brethren. To use your discernment. You don't have to hold on to anything that is coming out of my mouth. All right, but again, Joe Biden being endorsed by Barack Obama. Joe Biden's desire is to have a female president, and his primary choice of female president is Michelle Obama. Then he writes in this article here, Biden has talked with Obama about possible vice presidential pick. And then he speaks about his health. Okay, so think about this. Let's say Michelle Obama changes her mind and then she becomes vice president of Joe Biden, and Joe Biden becomes president. Joe Biden is basically preparing himself just in case he cannot fulfill his full term. Let's say this happens. Michelle Obama ends up being president, and who else is back into the White House? Like I said, don't hold on to what I said. This is just coming out as air, dust, okay? But it's not sealed in stone. But here in the article, what he wrote, so he says they have to be prepared. Well, Biden said, his vice president, they have to be prepared. Biden said, once I pick someone, God willing, we know he's not talking about Jehovah. If I'm the nominee, that there's not going to be an SNAFU. I don't know what that means. Biden has said repeatedly that he would prefer to pick a woman as his vice president, but he disclosed only recently that he is taking his age, he is 77, into consideration as he makes his choice. I have to pick someone if, God forbid, tomorrow, if I contracted what my son had or something like that, that the person is ready on day one to be president of the United States, Biden said in February at a CNN town hall in Manchester, New Hampshire. And then we hear in this last paragraph, he then added, but the second criteria is I would very much like my administration to be, I would very much like my administration to look like the country like Barack and our administration looked like. Okay, so the terms in which when Biden was vice president and Barack Obama was the president for these two terms, Biden has very well let us know when he becomes president, he wants his presidency and he wants his administration, he wants the country to be as it was when him and Barack Obama ran the U.S. Okay, like I said, all of this is wind. It's not sealed in stone. I'm reading these things periodically, seeing what was going on around the world, brethren. And this is what I'm seeing. But like I said, don't hold on to anything. Use discernment. If the Lord reveals anything related to this, then this is what it is. For, like I said, I'm not taking Michelle's statement as fact, because Barack Obama said the very same thing, and next you know, we hear out of nowhere he's endorsing Biden before he said he's not going to do it. You hear Michelle Obama stating that she wouldn't run for vice president. She's not interested. You can't trust what people say. Next thing you know, out of nowhere, she may very well run. She may very well win. Something may very well happen to Biden later down on the road. Who was president? Michelle Obama. Who was his? Who was back into the White House? Her husband. Her and her husband and her child. Period. This is not. I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to focus on Barack Obama. I'm not trying to focus on this, but it's clear as day, brethren. The only reason I'm putting this out there is to let you all know, just get your hearts ready for persecution either way. We living in the times. If you can't see that, I don't know what else to tell you. If we ain't living in the times, just these dreams and what the Lord has showed us about Barack Obama is pointless. He is not a young man. Barack Obama is not a young man, so this time is coming. These times are here. He has to fulfill his fulfillment, which is in prophecy. He's not a young man to where we say, well, it's going to be later down the line when he fulfills this prophecy. No, he's in the scenes. He's in our face. This man has gray hair. Okay? When I seen him attacking me, persecution in a dream, his hair was getting more gray. He was getting more older. He has not that much to live as far as being whatever he is in a man's body. Okay, so I just thought I'd throw that out there, brethren. Keep your eyes open, gird up your loins. There's nothing to fear. The Lord had already prepared us. If you haven't prepared yourself, I don't know what else to say. Y'all take care.